let's look at family. Family is a very broad topic when it comes to marriage, but you have to ask that question. You have to ask how many wives are in your family. You need to find out if your partner to be is coming from a divorced home. You need to find out if your partner to be is coming from a home that went through a lot of abuse. Grew up with your mother or your father. People end up behaving like them. So it's an inherited habit. Now, if you've grown up in a home and you realize that your dad probably was a smoker and a drunk, and you've grown, you've studied, you understand that being a smoker and a drunk is not good for your health. It might lead to future health issues. What you should be doing is trying to fight that. Doing things to tell people to stop drinking or stop smoking. You know what? That's the best secret in life. If you see that there's something that your parents were doing and you're suspecting that, or you're looking at yourself, you feel like you're beginning to act like your parents, or you might end up being like your parents, start doing something about it. And the best way to do something about it is to start advocating for it. Start doing talks about it. Start helping the young people, older people, talking to people how that attitude affected your life, affected your family life, how what your father was doing affected your family life. When you start doing that, that's the first power and strength that comes into your mind and stop you from doing it. Yes, because another thing you guys should understand, sometimes you get to a point where you see a man who really loves a woman, but for some reason, any little thing that triggers him, he hits that woman. And then when you come to look at the history of that man growing up, probably the father used to hit the mother when the mother does anything wrong. So it's an inherited habit. Just as I said, best way to stop inherited habit is to be the voice for others. It's just like, let me just say, for example, somebody is standing there saying that stop smoking, and then the next day you see them smoking. That doesn't make sense. So most people who advocate, who stand up as the voice for certain things in life, especially the bad things, end up not doing that thing because they look at themselves like an example that people should follow. So it's like a pastor. You are a pastor, you can't be doing certain things because you preach and everybody's there looking up to you as the man of God that is supposed to be a perfect man. So you're supposed to try as much as possible to be a perfect man. No, there's no perfect human being, but you have to try and fight it because you're the fatherly figure to the world, not just to your children. You're standing there in front of the world and you're talking to all of them. That's about family. We look at family, you look at how the person grew up in that family. You look at if it was a broken home, if it was an abusive home, if it was a beautiful husband and wife, if the parents were actually too much in love. Yeah, so you look at all those things. The reason why you're looking at those things is because when you get married, some of the attitudes that will come after you're married to that person, you can easily reflect it to their life. The worst thing in this world is to go to somebody to counsel you or try to help somebody without understanding the root of that problem. You have to understand where the root of the problem is, then you can successfully look for ways to help that person. Okay, that's family we've spoken about.